Okay, that's on now. Since you opened the door to the discussion of what it means to vote responsibly, let's talk about that. There's a difference between voting responsibly and voting politically. So when we look back over the transition in this board, several weeks after you stepped down, and there were new powers in play, there was a complete shift away from Palm Springs. In fact, the program was cut off. And Palm Springs had a lot of stuff in play. It had property, it had the start of all of the necessary budgets and projections. They had started to do the work. Around that time, a series of writings came into this board from politicians in Coachella, saying that it was their desire that you focus only on Coachella, not on Indio, is a quote, and there was no mention of Mecca, none. It was all about Coachella. And included in these writings was a statement that the Coachella information must be confidential. Well, my experience is, if you want something to be confidential, don't put it in writing. Will you all agree to it? Because now everybody's hands is in it. So you cut off the project and to save money. And yet you turn your focus and attention to essentially developing downtown Coachella from scratch. From scratch. They're in the grab and go mode. We're going to grab the bond money. You're going to buy us out with our properties, which parenthetically are owned by significant politicians out there, and we're going to pay construction costs. I didn't see anything about a cap, which is always a dangerous thing, and we'll take the rest of it from there. Now, where was the public discussion on that, public disclosure? You know, I'm going to all the meetings of the Palm Springs to see what they have to say. Where was all this confidential stuff while this was going on? You go in and you lease a 1,200 square foot office, and you put in a couple of $100,000 worth of improvements on a lease. Then there's an instruction from the mayor of Coachella that you should buy an entire city block in Coachella. And there was a lot of time donated to looking at the Cree property, whether that was going to fly or not, and it didn't, it fell apart. And right after it fell apart, the mayor, who's also the chief of staff to our supervisor, put together a little LLC, and he brought up two pieces of junk on the strip, which was where the block was going to be bought, right across from the fire department. He did hard money loans. One property was a 1930, one bedroom, less than 700 square feet, piece of junk. He paid $435,000 for it. The other one was a dilapidated duplex. He paid $435,000 for that. Then he refinanced it up over $500,000. So now you have politically charged characters with $1 million in properties that are going to benefit if you go in and buy that out. Where are the projected expenses for that? All the money you're going to save by not going with Palm Springs, the money you would spend developing a city like Coachella. It's mind-blowing to me that you think that this is going to be a cheaper route. In addition, you cut off the information flow to Palm Springs. Now, the ethics review was interesting here. The young lawyer said, you know, when you get into a suit like that, 90% of the time you lose. And when you lose, you got to pay counsel fees. I don't know what the merits are of you engaging in this lawsuit with Palm Springs to withhold information. I really don't. It's a delay tactic, but for what? You delay because you think records are going to disappear or witnesses are going to disappear. This is a paper case. Those things aren't disappearing. You would delay hoping, the other delaying tactic in litigation is that you delay hoping the other side runs out of steam and they'll give in. And I don't know these lawyers, but I know of them. I don't see that happening with them. I don't see that happening with them. So right around the time that this information is starting to get out into the community, and the refinance of the second piece of property for 580 million or whatever it was, that brought it up to almost $1 million. Palm Springs sued you.
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
Your time is up.
Mm-hmm.
I need to ask the board if they want you to continue. Is there objection?
I do.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna cut off the time because it's
No, it's
been
a shot.
several minutes. I'm
You,
sorry.
you know what I've had to say anyway.
Okay,
Vote responsibly, not politically, please.
thank you. And could we have the next individual, please?
Yes.